So yeah, I wanted to do this quick Periscope just to talk about the way I've been interacting on Instagram lately and the way I've been doing it thoughtfully and the way I've been building relationships on Instagram. I've said it before, I said it just in my Periscope today, there's 100 million users on Instagram. It's the biggest social network, so it's a huge way to build your business. But it's really important that we do it thoughtfully. It's actually a little bit harder, to build relationships on Instagram. It's like easier to start conversations, but it's harder to build relationships, just because of the way it's set up. So anyway, I want to talk about how I'm doing it thoughtfully. So this is what I have. I have my hundreds list here, and I actually have 3 of these, and I'm working on filling them up so that I have 300 on here. But as you can see, these are Instagram, well, some of them are names. Some of them are Facebook, but most of them are Instagram usernames, okay? And so these are people that I am intentionally interacting with on Instagram. And how I'm doing that is, I'll tell you first how I select names to put on here. So first of all, when I'm following people on Instagram, you guys, this is what I do. I'll go to Crowdfire, which I don't have like another phone here, so I can't like pull out Crowdfire and show it to you right now. But I would go to Crowdfire and I would do copy followers, and I would enter in the name of a local boutique, like maybe because I'm here in the Twin Cities, I would enter like a Twin Cities boutique and I would copy their followers. And I would be selective. I wouldn't just copy everyone. I would copy, women or young girls, like college age girls, or, moms or stuff like that. So I'm not just going to follow everyone that follows them, because there might be some shops in there. There might be some older men who are probably not my target market, things like that. So I'm selective within who I'm following, but it narrows it down a lot for me if I'm following like a local boutique or something like that. Okay, and then, so once I have my people that I'm following, every time I get on Instagram, I instantly am going to go and start liking people. Every time I come through my feed, I'm going to throw likes out there kind of randomly. Okay, just takes me a couple seconds. I throw out some likes, maybe a comment or 2. But what I'm really doing is I'm scrolling through, and whatever pictures really pop out at me and catch my eye. Okay, I'm going to click on her page and I'm going to go, oh, she's so cute. She's a creative thinker working with makers and doers to build their inspired businesses. And she's here. She's local to me. She lives in my area. So what I would do is I'd come to my 100th list, and I'm over in my 200s now. And I'd come here and I would write down her username. So I'm going to write that down on my list, and I'm going to start thoughtfully interacting with her. So how I'm going to thoughtfully interact with her is each day I'm going to come to my computer, and this has been a big game changer for me, you guys. I'm coming to my computer instead of my phone because it's so much easier for me to sit and focus on work when I'm on my computer. For some reason, I don't know why, it just feels easier for me. And I don't know if you guys feel that way too. If you don't, then don't worry about it. But for me, this has been a game changer with Instagram. The only thing you cannot do on your computer with Instagram is direct message, and that's okay. I just pull out my phone when it's time to do that. But what I'm doing is, so now I'm starting to intentionally interact with her. So I'm going to come here to her page, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to like a couple of her most recent pictures. And right here, I'm going to say something really thoughtful. Like I'm going to say, obsessed with that fur. Okay? And so she knows that I also like fashion. She's going to notice me. She's going to go to my page. She's going to realize probably that I'm local to her too. And we're going to start a bit of a relationship. She might respond to my comment, and we'll start interacting with each other. So I have left one interaction. So I'm going to go ahead and place a check mark next to her name. And that means that I've interacted with her. Over the next week, you guys, every single day, I'm going to come to this list and I'm going to type every single one of their usernames into Instagram, and I'm going to interact with them every single day this week. And I'm going to put a check mark next to their name when I've interacted with them, so I know how many times I've interacted. Sarah, isn't she cute? Don't take her, she's mine. So, oh, do you mean on your phone? You tried to scroll down. That's really funny. I thought you meant you went and looked her up and tried to scroll on her. But here, I'll scroll down for you. You can see. She's super cute. So I'm going to begin this intentional relationship with her. When I get to about 5 to 7 check marks next to her name, that's when I'm going to send a message. And then over in my email column, so this is just the way the hundreds list comes when you print it. It says phone number and email. what I'm doing is this column is comment, and this comment is message column. So this is just the way I'm using it. Okay, so I'm doing the check marks here when I've commented and interacted, and I'm doing a check mark here when I send them a direct message, so I know. And then I also put special notes. Like one of these I came across and I realized, because she just posted a picture, I realized she was a Beachbody coach. So I did just put that there to remind myself. So this is just the way, you guys, that I'm thoughtfully interacting. This has already borne fruit for me. Someone that I interacted with just 3 times came to my page and ended up saying that she's really interested in the wraps, and now we're talking about getting her signed up to order wraps. So this is already paying off for me, you guys. You're building a relationship. You're not just throwing likes and comments out there. You're really being thoughtful with it, and you're really being intentional, and it's going to get people's attention in a way that it wouldn't if you were just kind of like, you know, I don't know. I think sometimes we can go at Instagram like we're just stabbing around in the dark and we're just kind of doing whatever with it. But I think if we really come with this really thoughtful approach, making a hundreds list with it, it just can make it a lot more intentional, you guys. This is what Alyssa does too. She writes down usernames and interacts with them too. So we know that it works from someone, you know, higher up than me. What do you say to them when they ask what you do? What do you mean? Just if they're asking like what I do for a living? On Instagram, like if those people who I followed are just going to ask me what I do. Is that what you're saying? Oh, okay. I would tell them that I work with It Works Global. I would tell them that, yeah, I work for It Works Global. We're a natural health and wellness company. We have over 40 natural products. We have, you know, everything from supplements to cosmetics, and I would just give them the basic breakdown of It Works. And then I would say, you know, it's just been the most amazing experience. I came into it, you know, just wanting a couple extra $100 a month for my family, and I've now been able to retire my husband, and we're a full-time family thanks to It Works, and it's changed my life. You know, I wouldn't say it with that many words. I'm a better writer than I am a speaker, you guys. I wouldn't say it with that many words, but yeah, I would just tell them I do It Works. And it's pretty obvious, you know, once they interact on my Instagram page for a little bit, it's pretty obvious that I do It Works. So you always have your list when you're on Instagram. Nope. This is something I do, like, this is just focused. Like, this is my focused follow-up time. I would pull out my list and do this. Whenever I hop on Instagram just throughout the day, just to scroll, I'll just throw likes and comments out to whoever, and what, you know, if they were on my list or not. So what would happen is if I just threw out a like or a comment to one of those people during the day, and then in the evening or whenever I sit down with my list, I would go through and I'd see, oh, I already liked and commented on that person's picture today, and then I just throw a check mark. So I'm not like pulling out my list all the time. I have like one set time during the day when I'm sitting down with my list. If that makes sense. Does anyone have any other questions? That's kind of what I wanted to say. Yep. Yes, Sarah. So I might comment more often. Some of these people whose names are on this list, I've actually been interacting with for months. I've been following them for a long time, just for whatever reason. But I definitely at least 7 times of interacting. Yeah. I hope this helps you guys. I know we've talked a lot lately about how do you do Instagram? I've been getting that question a lot lately, and I just, I was sitting here doing this and I was like, I should just show them what I'm doing and just see if it helps them. Because I know sometimes I like to just see someone actually doing it instead of just hearing about it. Sometimes that really helps me. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. If nobody has any questions, then I am going to get off and keep working because I need to fill another like 100 and some names on my list tonight. So yeah, I hope that's helpful. And when I'm putting people on the list, obviously, like I showed you, I'm scrolling through my feed. So obviously those are people I'm already following. I want to be able to say, when I send out my cold message, I want to be able to say, hey, I've been following you for a while now. So they know that I am not just someone who just followed them and now is messaging them. Like, I really want them to know and feel secure in the fact that, like, I love their page and I've just been wanting to interact with them just as a person, like, has, you know, apart from business, if that makes sense. So it just feels more genuine to me to go through the people I'm already following. And of course, I'm adding new followers all the time, or new people that I'm following. Another thing, you guys, is when you start commenting, sorry, I'm on the message board. So if you have questions right after I end it, you can just ask me on there. Another thing that I have found is I'm getting random followers just from the comments that I'm leaving. That's giving me followers just because people are seeing my comment and are like, oh, who's that? You know, like maybe they see me comment on their best friend's page or something like that and they get interested in who I am or whatever. So yeah, I'm all done. I'm going to wrap it up and get back to work. But I hope this helped you guys. Have a good night.